We told you that the Western multinational corporations, they create these mechanisms through which illegal funds move out of Africa to Western country. Is organized criminality.
Also, nothing more, nothing less.
They intentionally violate tax protocols in Africa.
Who's going to hold them accountable?
Exactly. Is it the puppets? Is it
the same people that set up the system?
Set up the system for them to benefit? They even use religious institutions to move slaves and money out of Africa. Yes, Church of England, Church of Rome. So that those that are shouting about Pentecostals, they are not the only ones. The Pentecostals learned from the Orthodox churches. It's just that the Orthodox churches, the money was going direct to colonial countries. That's why you did not see it. They were becoming richer. That's how it all happened. Reverend fathers were selling slaves, buying slaves for them. Reverend, all these things, missionaries. So when you are understand the system, you understand why we say that we need system overhaul. So the Pentecostal churches you're seeing, because it's now one man business, so you can see it, what they're doing. That is what that thing that you see that your Pentecostal GO is doing to you, that exploitation, that enslaving you that you're seeing. That's what the Orthodox countries, where those churches and religion came from, that's what exactly they did. It's just that you could not monitor those systems. You are seeing this one because you're using your eye to see it. Same with Islam. The Arab countries, yes, the mission is to radicalize the natives, because the people in the north, they were Muslims before Fulani Arabs arrived. But their mission is conquest agenda. It's not God. They did not bring God to them. They will radicalize the youths and then use them as terrorists. Why they render the people poor? You have al-Majri everywhere. Exploiting them, that's what it is. We are talking about how our children are impacted by colonialism through Christianity. Of witches, children that they say witches. Look at this woman, Helen Okwabio, Nollywood. You people remember when all those movies, oh, witch this, witch this. What you will not know why you were watching. For me, I couldn't watch some of those movies. But what you did not know is that why they were doing that. Our children were suffering from those videos. People were believing those videos. Oh, if a child does like this, does like this, that means the child is a witch. This is what you should do. So they were indoctrinating our people through movies, how to burn our children alive. This is how children went through. Fake religion and backward religious practices, they go together. For Islam, you see out of school children, the so-called al-Majris, children that should be in school, but on the road begging because they said Islam, their own type of Islam that they did not have in Saudi Arabia, their own type of Islam that they did not have in Dubai.
You can say that again, that they do not have in Saudi Arabia, yes.
That type of Islam.
Emirates, how are you?
Yes. We have our children on the street with plastic rubber. Are you thinking? This platform is where you come, you begin to think. Your thinking cap, you go and wear it wherever you kept it. You cannot follow us and not have sense, because that is our mission. We want your brain to begin to function so that when you do things, it will make sense to you, because we know you're a human being. You're not an animal like the colonial master said. So they use fake religion to introduce all sorts of religious practices that will not help Africa, that will not help African children, that will not help us. They will go into the Bible, pick out one scripture, misapply it, misquote it, say, suffer not the witch to live. Bam! All the children, thousands of children are burnt alive because they have been declared witches by Helen Okwabio. And I hear this woman had a lot of churches in Nigeria. Yet there's no outcry. People that are doing content creation, you are not going to seek out in the Nollywood. You're not going to seek out what this woman is doing in Akwa Ibom. Our attention was just drawn to it. We didn't know. We said, okay, we'll bring it to our people. Because when we're telling you people, that this colonial structure that makes our space to have ungoverned spaces where abomination will be going on and we will not be able to reach because it's not being monitored. The lands and the assets and everything is not being monitored by the people. The owners of the land have been rendered very powerless. They are being controlled from the center. So a lot of things will be happening. And guess the people that will suffer most? The vulnerable, the children, the weak, the old. That's why we do what we do. This woman said, if a child under the age of 2 screams in the night and then has fever, always has fevers, I said that is a servant of Satan. Allegedly, that's what we heard he said. He's on Twitter there. Her witchcraft hunting has cost lives, most especially children. Ignorant people demonize what they lack knowledge about. That's what happened to the colonial masters. When they came, all the things that people were doing that will help our people, they say, these ones are demonic. Something that they don't understand is demonic. But the white Jesus they brought and white Mary they brought and made our people to build shrine of white Jesus and white Mary. That one is not demonic because it's white. These children, meanwhile, it could be just maybe they're reacting to food in the environment. Maybe all these toxins in the environment, that's what they're
nightmares.
Having nightmares. Even the horror in your family, you and your wife, that you're beating yourself up and down, the children will start having horror and nightmares just from how you are beating your wife and how you two of you are fighting. Is enough to make these children to be screaming in the night. It could be mental illness from how you people are living. It could be enzyme insufficiency or deficiency. Anything is possible, but it to be explained. If you take the child to professionals, we can make diagnosis. But no, the church will say it's witch, and they'll go inside Bible and pull out one scripture and say, "Suffer not the witch." And I know Ebe Damina lives in that area. What has he done about this? These are the things we are saying. That if you're just staying in one side, fighting the battle alone, you will not understand even the battle you're fighting. We invite people, say, be part of Ninas, what Ninas is doing, so that you have a broader picture of what you're fighting. And then when you fight, it will make sense and it will be faster. Don't be in your own isolated area fighting one demon or the other, or one teaching. Truth is one. Justice for all. Liberation for all. That's why Christ came to die. So if Christ died and there's some people are still being in bondage, any type of bondage, because we do not agree on daughters of truth, that you can be spiritually free and then economically bound or politically bound. That is not total freedom. We believe that that is not the complete package. We believe in complete package. Look at these children. Look at that child that looks like Egbe. That is the child that transformed to this. They said that a particular humanitarian person, aid worker, spotted the child on the street. I don't know what he was doing. She was doing here. Maybe she came to, as they come and look for resources to steal. You know, they will pick up one and use it to do picture. And then as if everybody is doing the same thing. But this is just an example. This happened in 2019. And they said up to 15,000 children have been accused of witchcraft in 2 Nigerian states. He said about 1,000 murdered. Some starved to death. You see the picture here? That's fire. You see the head? You see everything going on? They say it's a growing problem in that part of the world. But who is looking? Is it the governor that is busy using money to chase all the women that he can find? Is it the one that will be looking? No. Because people do not have power. Power belongs to people. Democracy, that's what it's called. It's supposed to be government of the people, for the people, by the people. But when power and sovereignty and everything has been taken from the people, given to few elites that we call kakitocracy, is what they're practicing. The worst of us are the ones being made to lead us. Things will not work. Africans and Nigerians have suffered in the hands of ignorant leaders. They have, because they have normalized poverty. Suffering, they normalize it. And this is made worse by the teachings coming from the pulpits, from the pulpit bandits, pulpit terrorists, like Helen Ubabi. He's a pulpit terrorist, teaching our people how to burn their children.
Hi.
And then tomorrow they'll say, Minister Lesson came and saved children from doing. It's one person doing it. It's not everybody. What Helen Upabi is doing is not what everybody's doing. Or what the GOs and the GOs are. That's why we're here saying this is not Christianity. This is not the gospel. This is not the gospel. This is false Christianity. And everybody must rise against and pull it down, because it goes with the colonial structure. So they do not know that life, our people, our children do not know that it's possible to live a comfortable and safe life. They're already used to dysfunctionality. Sometimes when you are having conversation with some people trying to make life easy for them, they don't understand it. They just want to have it the hard way, the terrible way. Nigerians, that's why we say Nigerians are victims of 1999 Constitution, victims of the enforcers of this terrible Constitution. Who are the enforcers? The political class and their friends, the religious leaders and the traditional rulers, of course. They work hand in together. All the local agents working for the Fulani Caliphate. Fulani Caliphate working for the colonial masters. So that when you look, you will not see the white man. And you say, who is doing it? Is it not your brother? Is part of the scheme. That's why we say it's organized criminality. It's the organized system. We want to tell these church leaders, we cannot build on a damaged foundation. We told you people that the foundation of Nigeria is damaged because it's a colonial system, it's a colonial foundation. It's set up to exploit, set up to suppress our people. So it's a colonial structure. 1999 Constitution, the one Nigeria you're seeing now is a colonial structure. That's why you see that you people are the only ones benefiting from it, while our people are dying. So if we have told you this, then you should be working with Ninas, not building any damaged foundation. You can't build any nation. It's a role of church in nation building. There's no nation. That's what we're saying. There's no nation. The ignorance of our religious leaders have hurt our people most. These religious leaders keep giving counsel over things they have no clue about. Then they will lie and say God said. Meanwhile, God did not say. They think that having a loud voice and speaking eloquently, that means you know something. Mind you, it's not about judgment. Here it's not about judgment. It's about, let's make a U-turn. If you're stealing, stop stealing. If you're lying, stop lying. If you're teaching wrong things, stop teaching wrong things immediately. Don't wait tomorrow. If they're telling you tithe and offering is wrong, don't continue teaching it, because our people are going to arise. They will carry you out of pulpits. They will carry you. They will ask you, are you not hearing? Did you not hear? Because we are sending information out. We are taking time to have conversation with some of you, telling you to stop, make a U-turn. But you want to do that, your ear is stuck with candle that you can't hear. The children might stop you. If you're deceiving others, stop. That's what we're saying. Make a U-turn. Of course, we have told you to get rid of that portrait, that colonizer's portrait, that white Jesus. Get it out of our communities. That racist Jesus that people are putting there. Get it out of our communities. We don't want our children to be looking at the picture of the colonial master as God. It messes with their minds. Stop teaching our children white supremacy in the name of religion or in the name of the Lord. Stop it immediately. Because people will challenge you, people are following us. Don't worry that sometimes, because of algorithm, they will tell you 1, 2, 8. It's a lie. People are following us and they are moving. They will stop you in the community. Because of all these lies that people have been lying. That's why people led our people. PVC Sunday. When you are stupid and you don't know what is going on. You don't even understand what is being discussed. You push our people to go and collect PVC. June 26, 2022. PVC Sunday. You must come to church and show your PVC. Plastic, when the enemy is carrying AK-47. You led our people. And the thing bad about these ignorant religious church leaders is that when they make mistake, they will refuse to take responsibility. They will never apologize. That's why we mark them.
Who are they apologizing to? Slaves? Do you apologize to slaves? PVC, our votes are holy. We can't cast it for the swine. Look at that.
Imagine. Imagine.
What an ignorant state.
Pastors in partnership with the political class to bring false hope when there is no hope in Nigeria as presently constituted. Stop lying to people. All these things we are using, our assistant did which created them. He says trickery and it's treachery. Treachery. Thank you, my dear. You are tricking our people and you're sabotaging our people.
At the same time.
You are the saboteurs, yes. You church leaders are the saboteurs because you're benefiting from the corrupt colonial system. By Nigeria's money-loving pastors who harass their followers to go to get the botched 2023 national elections to renew the life of the fraud called 1999 Constitution. We sat them down. We explained to them that if you take our people to this election, their situation will be worse. They understood. But because they are serving Mammon, because they are not serving God, they are serving the God of money. Money, their stomach is their God. They pushed our people to it. Now our people are suffering. They are watching.
They don't have any answers.
Their voice. They've lost their voices. They can't say anything. 1999 Constitution is a known forgery. That is the source of your miseries, the economic woes, the Fulani conquest agenda with its associated Islamic terrorism. Is coming from the 1999 Constitutional Protocol, not that book. The protocol, the arrangement, the system. It is through that system that criminals, drug barons can capture your state, can capture your Nigeria, can capture because it does not belong to you anywhere. It belongs to anywhere. It belongs to the colonial terrorists. So you just hand him over the key and there's nothing you can do about it. For them to loot and continue to loot. As they are looting, the political class is looting and they're paying title offering to your pastors. And your pastors are buying private jet and coming to boast and say, our God is good. Can't you see? We are doing, I give and it works. I give and it works. How come your followers are giving and it's not working?
They don't have faith. Their faith is very weak, sister.
So our people are running away. The mass exodus you're seeing, people escaping Nigeria, is referendum already showing that our people have rejected that your system, that your country. These people told our people, get your PVC. But we are telling you that if you go again and get PVC, it means you're going to renew the life of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution, which is the purpose of the elections in Nigeria. That election in Nigeria is just to make sure the 1999 Constitution does not go down. That's why they're conducting the election. And we told you that the 1999 fraudulent Constitution, it did not make it. The colonial monsters made it and imposed on you. It's a colonial constitution. It's a colonial system. And so far you're running a colonial system, life will never be okay for the enslaved people. National elections in Nigeria. The next one is coming 2027. Ninas has been shouting and telling you that you can mobilize yourself. All that strength you're using to mobilize for obedience, all that strength you're using to mobilize for all the wrong things, you can use it to mobilize for a renegotiation of the union. Because if you go again for this election, whoever wins, you will lose. You, the people, will lose. You will never win because it's never about you. It has never been about you. Nigeria was never about you. Nigeria is an enterprise, the colonial enterprise for the colonial monsters. It will never work for you. As currently constituted, it does not belong to you. Anybody telling you Nigeria belongs to you, you have seen it by yourself that it does not belong to you. So this election is just to renew that pledge that I've given up my land, I've given up my freedom, I've given up my sovereignty, I've given up my self-determination, I've given up everything that makes me a human being. That's what you're doing. Termination of the 1999 Constitution via transitioning for constitutional reconstruction is what you should be preparing for, not any 2027 national elections. No. How the colonialism impact African children is what we're telling you. So we must remember that no one is invincible. The world is a global village. This man-made poverty you are seeing in Africa and in Nigeria is what is creating the ungovernable spaces you are seeing in Africa and in Nigeria. And with terrorists breeding in them, ready to be exported to any part of the world, they will come to you. No matter how you want to control visa, your people, they will come to you. All of them don't need to be 20 to come. One person making it out is enough for them to export terrorism to whatever land they want to go. It's a global terror network. That's why we've been explaining to everybody. There's need for urgent turnaround for all humans to do things differently. The so-called intelligence community, the foreign service and diplomats, we have seen from experience, from what is going on, they are really very unintelligent. Because you must be unintelligent not to understand that if you create ungovernable spaces in some places and breed terrorists in some places still under this earth, that it will be exported to your land. You must be unintelligent not to understand that. Humanitarian problem needs humanitarian solution and assistance, not military solution, like what people are doing in Haiti, Afghanistan, all these places. What you have is humanitarian crisis that you people created with your colonialism and neo-colonial projects. That's what is going on. People need infrastructure, not handouts, not crops. They need water, they need food, they need hospitals, they need basic life. They need. So stop sending military weapons and equipment. That's not what is needed, colonial monsters. Stop buying building military industrial complex. That's not solution. Stop the massacre, stop the destruction. Let's talk. Let's begin to discuss as humans. The indigenous peoples, the owners of the land, the owners of the ancestral lands in Africa, they want to talk. They want to have a conversation. They don't want to fight war. That's why we're begging our people. They say they want Biafra. We say stop the war. Stop all these things you're doing wrong, because you're opening door for the evil ones to come into our land and kill our children. So the battle line has been drawn between those upholding colonialism and neo-colonialism and those fighting against it. We have only one battle. It is not attacking your neighbor. It's not attacking your brother. It's not attacking your sister. Decolonization of Africa. Decolonization of Nigeria. Removal of every colonial system and structure. That is the only assignment we have. To give power back to the indigents, to the people of the land. Not the fake church, not the fake politicians, not the fake bandits everywhere that you have. That's the assignment that we have. And that's the assignment that we must complete. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Brothers and sisters, we are definitely more than what these colonialists think we are. I know that we have been beaten down. Some of us are down and out. Some of us have, through identity crisis, they can't tell themselves the truth. They don't even know where to start. But I'm here to remind you that we are definitely more than what we think we are. If you recall from last week, we reminded you guys that we should not seek validation from people that we are better than. The people that we are dealing with, they don't have human hearts, so do not expect them to offer you anything in a humanistic manner. We are the one that is going to teach them about what humanity is all about.